Hey y'all, B-Dog Jr. back with you again. I know it's been a while since I made a video. I just haven't been much of a video making mood these days. All the nonsense that's going on here in America. But I did attempt to make a Father's Day video here a couple of weeks ago. I'll show you guys what I got here. I was in the process of shooting a video of my son's Silverado, his white Chevrolet pickup truck, and the sun was so bright outside I didn't realize that my camera was in reverse mode. So while I was filming the truck, I was actually filming my shirt for most of the video. Yeah, that's what most of the video looked like right there. And then a nice shirt. But he took me out to a nice dinner at Red Lobster for Father's Day, so we had a good time. Even though I didn't get the video, we had some good food and good fellowship, father and son. Anyway, here's a video that I actually shot back in 2008, I believe it was. Hold on. Actually, it was 2012. We took my new shotgun at the time out to the outdoor range, and I'll show you. As you can see, he's shooting unsupported here. And I have my elbow resting on the table there. I guess we should have put the bag, the little pit bull bag that I got for the shotgun, under my elbow to keep it from chafing, give a little bit of cushion. And I weigh about twice as much as him. That's why he's getting kicked pretty hard by those 3.5 inch magnum shells. I'll put you guys on the selfie stick here so I can show you the gun a little bit better. Yeah, here's the owner's manual. Shoots everything from 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge shotgun shells all the way up to 3.5 inch 12 gauge shells. And there's also a hunting version of it. See, it's got a special coating on the outside so it doesn't rust when you get it wet. And there's the specs. I don't know what's up with this phone. Seems to have a problem focusing. Oh well. Hopefully you guys can read that. If you're not going to be shooting one, I guess it don't really matter. Anyway, these are some of the shells that we had out there with us. We weren't allowed to shoot these buckshot. These are some expensive shells that I bought. They were basically the only thing they had available when I went to the gun store to buy some shells. The only thing I could find in buckshot. $15.99 for a small box. These are more for duck hunting here, the blind sides, but they come in the 3.5-inch magnum shells. This is the one here. Steel shot. High brass, high velocity, 1,400 feet per second. See that the picture of the shot there as it looks on the box. What it actually looks like in real life here. Not very big. Not as big as you would think by looking at that picture. Anyway, that the range that we went to is pretty messed up. They got a bunch of very strict rules that you have to follow. You have to watch a video and pass a test before you can go shoot out there. Before I forget, here's a buckshot shell that's opened up in comparison to one of these little square steel shots from the blind side. Okay, quite a bit bigger. Won't want to get shot with either one, but this would be more effective for a combat situation or self-defense. I'll open up the chamber so you can see that this gun is empty. Nothing in there. Biggest rule that I don't like about that range is that you can't rapid fire out there. See, it's got a nice tactical choke on the end of it. So you can breach a door with that. Got a flashlight mount on the other side. Flashlight or laser. And it's got a mount up on the top for an RMR, what they call a red dot sight, or a laser, or a flashlight. Put any of the above wherever you want. Yeah, the biggest. I had the safety on as well. So that's about the speed that you can shoot at if you go to that particular range, mainly because there's air traffic flying overhead and they don't want anybody to that might decide to go crazy and shoot up at the airplanes flying over. A lot of Navy aircraft fly out in that area as well. Anyway, it's a pretty decent shotgun. They only made them for like 4 or 5 years, and they're fairly cheap. I think I paid like a little over $400 for it. But yeah, it's pretty good. They did have a recall on these earlier serial numbers than mine. And I think it was because the gun could accidentally go off if you have the chamber loaded, even with the safety on. If you smack the shoulder rest on the ground or something, smack it hard enough, it'll go off and shoot whatever it's aimed at. Anyway, I didn't mean to make this a gun video. It's more about me and my son, father and son stuff. That's his first trip to Daytona Beach there. He's just a little man. That's me. I think I was about 35 there. Get the light right on it. And here he is with his mom off the hotel balcony there in Daytona. I think she was probably like 25, 26. There's just me by myself. And here he is on a family photo with all of his sisters, his beautiful sisters there. Here's another baby picture. Learn how to spell with blocks. And here he is turning into a little hippie. His mom wanted to let his hair grow. And Papa decided to give him a train set for Christmas one year. Here they are again. So he's still got the long hair there. Sorry I don't have an age progression picture, but he's got short hair here. And the reason is he got his long hair caught in the train set and we weren't able to get it out, so they had to cut it off. Here we are hanging out with some of our buddies at the zoo. And here he is with one of his sisters racing Hot Wheels. I think he was about five or six here. And this was about the age when he became an uncle, when his sisters started having kids of their own. He's the youngest uncle I ever met. And here he is training to become a future Jeep commander. You can see how small my Italian cypress trees are there. There's my old 92 Dodge Dakota, parked out by the road. And here's the original 4 cypress trees in the backyard. And I had to get 4 more to go with them. There's a little man on his bike. Well, here he is with Papa in the RV. B-Dog Senior, the OG B-Dog. I don't know how this one got in there. That's my 68 Plymouth Barracuda. I was doing some body work on it. Another Jeep video. The Pink Panther. And there he is at one of his birthday parties with his mom. He's a mama's boy. We used to get a lot of kids come out to the airport where I worked at. And believe it or not, most of the kids seemed to be more interested in this tractor here than they were in the helicopters or the airplanes. For some reason, they want to sit on the tractor. I guess pretend like they're old McDonald or something. And we used to spend a lot of time out at the airport. Here he is helping me put an exhaust system on Susie, my 2002 Suzuki Hayabusa. I don't know if you can see that. He was helping me clean up some bolts. Yeah, this is the comparison of the old and the new exhaust system. Went from the factory 4-into-2 system to a 4-into-1 stainless steel Yoshimura headers. Yeah, those are the original pipes there. D&D slip-on mufflers. And there he is posing for a picture. He's got his own motorcycle now. It's a dirt bike. Suzuki, I think it's a RM80 or something. It's supposed to be pretty fast. I haven't actually seen it yet in person. I think this was at Universal Studios. And here's Disney World. Some people like to call it the Magic Kingdom, or Magical Kingdom, I guess. And here he is with my sister's kid. Disney World. His cousin. There they are back at the hotel, swimming in the pool. He didn't actually know how to swim right there, but I think it was like a year later he learned how to swim and decided he wanted to go straight up to the high dive and go off the high dive. I'm like, really? Okay. Here we are at another birthday party. There he is with Papa again. Papa's old truck there. Got Dorito fingers. He's hanging out with one of the Marvel characters there. He's just clowning around a little bit. Luckily, one of his sisters who has a clown phobia wasn't with us. He's deathly afraid of clowns. So ice skating was one of our favorite activities for about 6 or 7 years. And here he is. He doesn't want to get too close to me, I guess. I'm not cool enough or whatever. So here he is with one of his sisters and his first little nephew. So he actually got to drive this rail dragster. When I say rail, I mean rail because it's not just a rail dragster, it's actually on a rail. And it goes from the start to the end, I think, is like 100 yards. So it's not very far. Doesn't go very fast. And it's got an automatic brake, so you can't run into the wall. This is actually part of a go-kart track right across the street from the Daytona International Speedway. This is another go-kart track on International Drive in Orlando. It's a place called the Fun Spot. It's right outside the gate of Universal Studios. If you ever get to stop by there, make sure you stop in at the Fun Spot because it is actually pretty fun and it's a good deal. There's actually a lot more stuff there than just go-karts. They got a few little amusement rides and some stuff, other stuff that you can do, and there's arcades and video games and stuff like that in the indoor portion. But you can ride the go-karts all day for $20. Get your little wristband. At least that's what it was back then. I think it was back around 2012. So one weekend when he was about this big, I got a call to go into work to fix a helicopter. And this was the one that we had to fix. And he actually got to ride in it. And we did some pretty cool stuff. Got to land on a building downtown and did a couple of approaches to it actually. And he said, "Dad, that was actually the coolest thing we've ever done." So I thought that was cool. You know, of all the stuff we did together, this didn't cost me anything. And I actually got paid while we were doing it. Yeah, it just happened to be one of my favorite pilots was working that weekend, and he gave us an extra special ride. So I appreciate it. I'm just throwing this in as an extra bonus. That's my 68 Barracuda after I painted it the first time. Got the Keystone Classics on it. And here's my Barracuda again after I painted it the second time. Still got the Keystones on there. At one point when I first got it, it had American Racing aluminum slotted wheels on it. This video is a lot longer than I had originally planned on. There's him and Papa, 2003. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut the video down. There's me. I was a little bit more handsome looking back then. Less gray hair, more hair. So anyway, y'all have a good one. B-Dog Jr. over and out.